And then I woke up and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna see if he messaged me. And I pick up my phone and then I realized that Jake Gyllenhaal wouldn't just fucking slide into my DMs. And we are live. Oh, not live because we're recording, but live.
Not live because we're recording.
Yeah, so like not uploading it live. Like a live stream.
Okay.
Get with it, Rachel.
Okay, I was a bit like... I was just confused.
Yes. So...
Hello.
Hi. There's changes.
So, last week, if you hopefully listened, you would have noticed that we had a video and sound, but also that our sound was not great.
Yes. So this week, our sound is probably also not great.
But hopefully better.
Yes. But there will be a lack of video to go with it this week.
So we're learning as we go here, and we maybe bit off a bit more than we could chew last time.
Yes.
So this time we've decided what we're gonna do is we're gonna just focus on the sound, and when we've got that down,
Hell yeah.
That's when we'll bring in video.
Yes. So Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
I was about to say that.
And to all a good night.
That's it. That's the end of the podcast. Yeah. So, coffee catch-up time.
I kind of want to slurp coffee into the microphone. But
Yes, let's do it. Let's be disgusting.
I took more than I meant to. And it was too hot.
Oh. Hot coffee.
Too hot.
Hot damn. Great minds. Great.
Sorry. Polina's flatmate is just laughing at us right now.
Hi. Feel sorry for her. This is what she has to deal with on a regular basis.
On
Like
the
it's
reg.
a lot.
But yeah, so Polina, since we last recorded,
Yes.
what has been in your life?
Nothing really. My life's really boring. I have had a song stuck in my brain for the past 3 days, and I can't stop listening to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is Rockstar by Post Malone.
I thought you were about to say Nickelback.
No. I'm not that trashy. Like,
That would
I'm
be
trashy.
amazing.
No. Yes, and it's stuck in my brain, and it's prohibiting me from everyday activities, and that's about it.
So you would say it's a real problem in your life that you need to overcome. That is your obstacle.
Yes.
That is your big antagonist in the movie that is your life.
Yes. It's just so sad, because everything's super difficult, because I just need to do it to the beat. Do you realize how difficult it is to blink to the beat?
That's commitment there. I thought you were going to be like, to like scan things at work to the beat. No, blink. I blink and I breathe the beat.
Balls to the wall, bitch. That's
Yeah.
how I live.
Yeah.
What about you, Rachel? What has been new?
Well,
Any more birds?
No more giftage of birds, unfortunately. That would be a great thing to like regularly happen in my life, but that's not the case.
That's really sad.
I've just been like chilling in the sun. Like I've been working and work's been gross. But when
Yes.
I've not been working, I've been chilling in the sun to the point that I can't tell if it's burn or tan, but it's definitely something that is not my normal skin tone of like white. And when I mean white, I don't just mean like, someone who is of the ethnicity that is white.
No.
I mean like paper.
Yeah. You have a beautiful translucent complexion.
It's almost like I'm not here.
Yeah.
I could be a ghost.
You could be. That would be fucking awesome.
If I just like randomly one day admit to you that I have always been dead.
Yes. Well, I feel like I have a sixth sense anyway.
A
So.
sixth sense.
Yes, a sick sense.
Yeah.
Of the sixth sense.
Yeah.
Sixth sense. There we go.
Are you Bruce Willis?
No,
you're the kid. You're the kid.
I am. Yes, no, yeah, exactly. You're Bruce Willis. God fucking damn it.
Yep, I've been dead all along.
Short straw, man.
Spoiler.
Oh. We're gonna have a spoiler warning at the beginning. Just black
I
text.
mean,
Spoiler
if you've
for
not
this.
seen Sixth Sense by this point, I mean,
So-
I got it spoiled by Scrubs, so like,
I mean, if you're gonna have it spoiled, Scrubs is the way to get it spoiled for you.
it's when I'm pretty sure that the point of it as well when they said it was that they were spoiling it for someone else. So I was with them and being like, yes, this is a spoiler.
That's true immersion.
Yeah.
Props to Scrubs. I
Yeah.
love Scrubs. Scrubs is super underrated.
I mean, Scrubs is the best thing
Yes.
ever. Also, apparently, the most accurate medical show in comparison to things like Grey's Anatomy
I can
and like
imagine
other medical shows on TV.
All the other ones, the scum that's just like, yeah.
Casualty and thanks so
Yeah.
all these ones. Apparently, Scrubs is like pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm. You know what, I get that. Even though it's absolutely ridiculous, I can imagine it being, like, accurate. But I really don't like when the new interns come.
Oh, you mean like the last season? Well, the point was it was meant to end and it didn't. And I
Yeah.
feel like whenever that happens to the TV show,
It goes downhill.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%!
So yeah, that's my life summed up, and somehow ended up at Scrubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, on a completely different note, Happy Pride Month! Woo!
Woo.
Celebrate love.
Celebrate.
Everybody say
good
love.
time. Come on. Let's celebrate.
No, yeah. I realize I'm doing the video. No one can see me because we don't have any video. Yes, Happy Pride Month, guys.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for everybody.
Yes.
Be proud.
Yes.
Be pride.
Be pride itself.
Yes.
Embody the rainbow.
Yes.
Taste the rainbow.
Yes, you're only this is the month where you're only allowed to eat Skittles.
Which are white, by the way, for Pride Month. They always go for
Oh,
plain Skittles. So
yeah, they do.
and
So
their
there we go.
tagline-
Defeats
yeah.
the purpose because they lose all their color in Pride Month. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go back to my corner.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, their thing is, like, there's only one rainbow that needs to be celebrated. this
Yeah.
month.
So they're
I
like,
was like, oh, that's really sweet.
Mhm.
Respect, man.
sure, it's not some clever marketing ploy designed to get your money, and they don't
course
actually give a shit.
Which is probably the case, but it's nice to think that they care. Skittles
Capitalism.
care. Yeah. Capitalism. So for
Back to Pride and off
Yes.
of Skittles.
Tangent. Yeah, so we're saying the same way. Distracted.
They didn't need to know that.
I
They
think-
can't see that.
But I felt it. Anyway, yes. So that's what our today podcast will be focusing on.
Mhm.
Pride and all that. And of course, what better and most white way to introduce
Yes, white trash, straight white girl way to celebrate.
great Pride than talk about drag queens and RuPaul's Drag Race?
Woo! Except it wasn't on this week.
Which was really sad. I am fucking furious. That is like a Friday before my work. I put on Netflix and I'm like, we're just gonna catch up on Ru, see who is winning, who is losing, and there was
Cry
nothing.
and cry because, like, last week.
Spoilers
not okay.
for all of RuPaul's Drag Race that's gonna happen throughout this episode.
Oh yeah, we should maybe do that. But yeah, Monet Exchange was a beautiful human being and did not deserve to go home
Yes.
before Eureka.
I feel like we should have a sponge with us, but that would mean walking, and there's no point in doing that.
We're not that committed.
Yeah, we have a sponge in our brain as we talk
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah. Soaking up all the rest of our
Soak
brain.
It Up. That's her new song.
Is it actually?
Soak it up. Yes. Have you not seen? Oh my god.
No.
I am white trash. Yes. No, she's got a whole song. I'm pretty sure it's called "Soak It Up," and she's got the sponge dress in it. It's fucking great.
That is.
Bob features in it. Bob the drag queen.
Yeah.
I love me some Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I don't think Bob should have won his season, but maybe that's controversial.
Then who do you... Right, okay, well let's get into this. Who do you think should have won? Season 8?
Yeah,
8.
was that not? I think it should have been
With
Kimchi.
Thor. Ah, okay.
I think that I know that Kimchi wasn't the best. I just think that Bob, like the best lip syncer, but I think Bob to me just always felt slightly unpolished, and I think that was something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was like. I think that's being nitpicky for when it comes to the final 3. I don't think that's like. But yeah, I think that I think that Kimchi overall was more entertaining and like her her appearance. It was really interesting.
Yeah, no, her looks were fucking to die for.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. But there was an even bigger mistake that whole season, and that's Derek Barry staying on for as long as Derek Barry did.
But he looked like Britney.
It's when Rue even said Britney, talking about Derek, I was like, bitch, go home. And no, because Robbie Turntire went home before Derek. What sort of fucking world accepts that? And she had, like, because that was in the, I literally just finished watching this episode, because I rewatch them all the time, and it was when Derek was the Tin Woman, and he had, like, the horse dicks coming from his, like, bathing suit with, a shiny bit of fabric around him, and he was like, I saw everything, like, on that you see in this garment, and then Michelle Visage was like, that's a piece of fabric wrapped around your waist. And I was like, exactly, go home. Go home. I was so mad. It just wasn't okay.
It does, this show does make us very angry. Like, actually, before we started the podcast, I actually had a big rant about Netflix. Because Netflix is, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but in the UK, it's taken off seasons 2 through 7.
Yep.
I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't realize how soon it was gonna happen.
I wasn't prepared. I was rewatching season 4 at that point.
And yeah, this is what I was saying. It's like, what if you were midway through?
Yeah.
Like, if you were where Polina was, I mean, Polina's seen the rest of it, but if you were Polina and she hadn't seen the rest of it, she shouldn't even get to like season 5, which I think is one of the best seasons.
It is one of the best seasons.
Season 5 and 6 are like the most like iconic. I think that nothing, even though like I would say that they've like upped their game a lot, I don't think any season has felt the way that season 5 and season 6 did.
But since season 9 is the only one I was watching real time.
Okay.
And bitch, my girl Sasha, I was that like grand finale with the final lip sync
and the
against
roses.
Shay. Oh my god. Like, I have goosebumps thinking about it.
And now the song is going to be stuck in my head for the next, like, a million days. Which is what happens every time we talk about it. And then it comes on the radio. And then I'm like, what the fuck, the radio? How did you know?
It's in your brain. The government's always listening.
Well, there was that one time that I was singing a song, and then I walked into my car, and I turned the radio on, and the same song was playing, and the same point in the song, that, like, my singing just overlapped it, and it was not okay.
I haven't had a moment like that, but the amount of times that... Sorry.
Okay, she got on at me for my phone buzzing last week, so I'm just gonna make a big deal about this. My phone is away. It's not even, like, just away, it is on silent of the silentest.
Okay, it's
Silence of the Lambs.
Fucking good movie. Sorry.
And hers buzzed. On
it's
the table.
Silent. Okay, my phone is on the table because of the last segment, okay? We need to get our news.
Yep, that's okay then. You've defended yourself. I accept it.
Yes, I do that best.
But, yeah, back to
Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
I have a story for you, because I didn't tell you.
Ooh. Story time for me.
Yes, and for you guys.
They're not as important as me.
Basically, you know, like, I do a bit of drawing and stuff like that, and, you know, I designed a dress. Yes. That was based off the movie American Beauty, and it was, like, this gorgeous, it was gorgeous, guys. No, but, like, this nude gown with, like, obviously the roses coming down and accumulating at the bottom. And I was feeling quite creative last night when I couldn't sleep. And so I decided to draw a thing. Like, I had this vision of a dress, and it was based off this plant. And, like, I remember just seeing the plant, and it just spoke to me, because it was just, like, angular, and it was, like, layers, and I was like, oh my god, awesome. So, like, I was drawing the dress, but I couldn't remember what the plant was. I just seen it in my brain. Right?
Okay.
And I finished drawing the dress. And I'm living for it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, bitch, it looks cool. I didn't color it in yet, because I tried to find the plant to make sure that it matches the colors of the plant. And then I realized that the plant that I based a ball gown dress kind of thing off of was an artichoke. of this fucking artichoke dress. I really like it as well. Like, but I was just like, are you kidding, Polina? Like, out of all the beautiful plants there are in the world, my brain went for artichoke.
Do you know what? It's not even like it's that bad if you just think of like how an artichoke looks. But it's the bad. It's an artichoke.
A fucking random vegetable. Like, there you go. Have a dress on that.
I made a dress based on an eggplant. Would you like it?
So that's my story to you. I will later show you artichoke dress.
I need to see this. I really do.
Yeah.
I want you to design me a dress based off a plum.
Okay.
I want to look like a plum. I don't want to be a plum color. I want to look like a plum.
Look like a plum.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Plum realness.
Hashtag the color purple.
Don't think that's what that movie was about.
Definitely not plums. Oh, I still need to finish reading that book. I started reading it when I was so drunk that I can't remember like the first couple chapters that I read.
Oh, this is why I don't read drunk.
I wasn't going to, but I really wanted a bath. And I was like, you know what goes brilliant with a bath? A book. I'm not wrong.
But also I stress that I'm going to drop the book in the bath because
I hang outside of it. Like, my arms are so far and so cold compared to the rest of my body.
As it stops being comfortable and relaxing and instead just becomes a new way to try and read.
Yes. That's just not my life. I don't know what is. Yeah. So that's my story to you.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I want you to tell me more stories of you being an idiot.
I have plenty, probably, but artichoke dress right now is the highlight of me being an idiot. Oh my god, right. You don't have Twitter, so you won't know this either.
Ooh.
Story number 2. This is all yesterday. Yesterday was a hard
Why
day.
was this not in your coffee catch-up, huh? Artichoke dress is important news.
Artichoke dress is really important news.
It's fake news.
I think yesterday was just a difficult day for me because that was like the end of my work week.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like I only work 2 days. My work week starts on Friday.
Yes.
And yeah, so I was really tired, and this was me on my break, so I was like, oh my god, thank god. And I went outside for a cigarette because I'm a smoker. Please don't smoke, kids. It's disgusting and wrong, and I hate myself for it. Anyway, I was out for my cigarette, and I was just scrolling through my things, and I seen that someone liked my photo on Instagram, and I was like, cool. And me being the adult I was, I went on, and I seen that my photo got 69 likes. So then I automatically proceed to wink at my own photo and just lock my phone to myself. And I had a thought, I was like, did I actually just fucking do that? I winked at myself for getting 69 likes.
But not even like at yourself in the mirror, like
yeah,
would also
at my
be hilarious.
phone.
At your phone and then lock your phone.
And
like,
it wasn't just
done.
like a you know, like a casual wink, like, you know, it was like a yes.
Yes, girl.
Like flirting with myself.
Oh my god.
Narcissist.
Yeah. Do you know what that fits in with your character type?
Yeah. Pretty much. I think all of us have narcissistic qualities.
I don't. I am the most modest human being on the planet.
Modern.
I never make any mistakes. I'm not a
Of course
narcissist.
not. No.
I feel like I am the best because I'm not a narcissist.
Put on a t-shirt. I'm the best because I'm not a narcissist.
I feel like this is the thing. Every episode so far, I mean, of the 2, have we not come up with a t-shirt concept?
Yeah, what was the
That-
t-shirt? I think that happened off audio camera.
It happened on the day though, so
Yes, was that... Wait, no, what one was that?
I don't remember. Probably something you said, and I was like, "That's hilarious. Put that on a t-shirt," and I would buy it.
Because I'm fucking funny. I just want my face on a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's the 2 t-shirts that we come out with. It's either my face or I'm the best because I'm not a narcissist.
So we think about other things other than ourselves.
Yeah, no,
But we just can't prove that.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we were talking about Drag Race, and we talked about... Now we've come back to
Ourselves.
talking about ourselves.
Oh, it's all a big circle. technically, it's because we are center of the universe. Not simultaneously, but...
You are the center of your own universe.
No.
Is that
like, there was, like, calculations that at like, any point in the universe is the center of the universe. Since, like, I can't remember how the, like, calculation went, but since, like, it's ever expanding, and it depends on, like, the axis and stuff, so every point in the universe is the center of the universe.
See, I thought you were going with, like, flat earth theory there.
No.
Because they believe we're the center of the universe.
That's fucking...
Well, because they have to.
No, they don't. Like,
no, they don't. But they have to. Because when you follow the logic of, like, if the earth is flat...
Yes.
Then everything has to revolve around us.
No, I see, there isn't a tangent there. Like, that's just bullshit. Like,
no, but I mean, like, if the earth is flat, the earth can't be, like, it's not some, like, frisbee disc flat orbiting around the sun. It's flat, and it just exists, and things move around it.
But, like, okay, no. If there's one thing that I feel really... This is, like, we are now on to Don't Get Me Started.
Okay, but this is one of those things, right? Just to let you know, I don't believe the earth is flat. But myself and my flatmate went to the Flat Earth Society. That they have a shop, cafe thing in Inverness. There's graffiti everywhere, but they have that. And we went in there and we chatted to the guy, and then we watched a documentary on it that features a thing called the Black Sun, which putrefies. It's like putrefying light, it kills things, and it's how eclipses work. Won't get into it, but basically, so I'm now one of these, I have this wealth of knowledge about what they believe about the flat earth, and it's really fun to anger people, because they go, no, but this, and then you're like, yes, but this is what they think, so you've not proved me wrong yet.
Listen. I might not have proved flat earthers wrong, but science has. Like, multiple times.
How?
Don't fucking start this.
No, come on.
Like, it is Galileo
The bath?
No.
What are you talking about?
No, the guy.
That was Archimedes. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think Galileo.
No, is it Galileo?
You're right. I'm thinking of something else.
The circle and the fact that the world is round.
Okay, but how did he prove that?
Because he, like, I fucking can't remember. Okay, he did it though back in, like.
But it's a conspiracy. So the point is that he proved it. But can you prove it?
We are not important enough to be the center of the universe. Also, like, the world just isn't flat. That's not how fucking things work.
But, like, can you prove that? Can you? Because the point is it's a conspiracy, so everybody else is lying, so you've got to be able to prove it.
No, I cannot.
The earth is flat, folks.
I hate this.
Gravity doesn't exist.
I get... Right. I feel...
Space is bullshit! Actual quote from the guy.
Oh, yeah. No, but see, the thing is, right, okay, I have a lot of opinions, and I'm a woman...
What?
Right? I'm a woman of science. I love science. I have married science, basically, at this point. And things like this just really fucking anger me.
I understand.
Like, it's that. Like, there's two things that really fucking anger me. And, again, this is my opinion. Sorry about it. It is flat earthers and people who don't believe in evolution. Like, all you have to go is, like, go to a museum.
Do you know
Like,
the thing is, as well, to believe the earth is flat, you have to believe it. You don't have to, but, like, their logic follows that you kind of have to believe in God. So there's people out there who believe both. Who don't believe in both.
I really hope I would never meet a person like that.
They would instantly die.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, phrase, if looks could kill.
Yeah.
Polina would somehow manage to evolve in that moment to create a look that could kill.
You know how we have this running thing that I'm Ross from Friends?
Yeah.
Literally Ross when Phoebe is saying that evolution is, a lie. And he gets super angry and then brings out his briefcase. And, like, that's me. I will just chuck a bunch of scientific journals at them and be like, fucking read it.
But yeah, it's like, it's this is why, like, all these, like, conspiracy theories,
yeah,
whether you believe in them or not, or why any of these, any misinformation survives or thrives, it's because, at the end of the day, you know, you've got to have this sense, like, I guess, faith that, like, these people are telling you the truth. And,
well, yeah, you do.
You know, because I physically, right now, cannot prove gravity. I can drop something and it will fall to the floor, but I can't prove that is because of gravity.
Yeah, you can't prove the theory of gravity is not a theory but a fact.
Yeah, and, like, it doesn't help that people call them the theory of evolution and the theory of gravity, because theory means that it's not, like, the word theory implies that it's not a fact.
Yeah.
But it's just because it was first posited as a theory and then has been proven. But yes, anyway, it's like that's why these things take hold, is because you can grab someone who, for whatever reason, is looking for lies in the world. Mm-hmm. And you say, like, they read something and then they're like, I can't prove that this is wrong, and I'd rather believe this. Yeah. I'd rather believe the conspiracy because I don't trust my government, or, which, fair, but, or, like, I'm in a really shit place in my life, and I need it to be someone else's fault. Yeah. Like, I got fired, and it's because my boss is secretly a lizard person. Like, but, like, it's like, it is, it's, like, boils down to these things, and it's just really, it's really interesting to me, because this is the thing we talked to about the Flat Earth guy, because, like, you know, Bush did 9/11, the theory, like, the reason why that would even exist as a conspiracy is because, you know, George Bush, like, made money off the war, potentially, or, well, other people did, I think, or, like, you know, people, it was like a power play, and that makes sense, and then,
it was like it doesn't the theory go, like, it was basically an excuse to start war with.
And then you've also got, and to get the oil, that's what it was, that's what I was trying to think, and then there's the one with, like, so ISIS in the UK, the theory, like, behind that not being real would be because, it's actually really interesting, this is gonna get really nerdy right now, guys, I apologize. There's this really interesting article that I read, and it talked about how government, because of the way that capitalist societies work, most of what we as individuals need, we can buy. We don't rely on our government for food, homes, water, like, not water, but, like, you know, most of these, not for everybody, some people need the government, but the majority of people don't need the government to buy food. Well, so they don't rely on the government for these everyday things. What we do, as, like, a nation, rely on the government for is safety and security. So if there's no threat, we're not as reliant on the government. Yeah. But suddenly there's a threat in place, and we look to our government for help. So, like, that's the theory behind why ISIS could be made up. Yeah. You know, and I'm not saying whether or not that's correct. Like, I have no idea. But that's, you know,
just
but
theory.
Flat Earth, there is no, like, tangible. We talked to this guy, and he was like, well, I think it's because, you know, there's this sense of kind of, like, you know, universal disempowerment, or, like, psychological disempowerment when you're not the center of the universe, when you just are a speck floating in space, like, you're disempowered. But if you find out that actually, yes,
the universe is for you, and
or for Earth, like, you know, suddenly you stop being, like, one of however millions of billions of life forms that exist, and you start being one of 7 billion. Yeah. And that is more empowering.
Yes, but like, what's the point in that? What is the point of our existence?
Well, it's also, like, you know, the Earth being flat or not flat doesn't affect my day-to-day life at all. Yeah. It doesn't. Like, ISIS not being real would affect my day-to-day life because, like, you know,
hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, the Earth, so, on that topic.
You know what affects me on a day-to-day basis? The fact that chartreuse is fucking pink and not this green color. So Mandela effect.
Yes, we were talking about this. So chartreuse,
it's pink.
So Polina, I think maybe like a month ago, more messaged me out of the blue, being like, Rachel, what color is chartreuse? And I was like, I don't know, like a pinky color. And she goes, No, it's not. It's this. And she sent me this awful green color.
And the worst fucking shade of green I've ever seen in my life.
And then it was like, I was like, what? Mind blown. And then I was talking to my flatmate Laura, who's like, does art and paints. And she was like, oh yeah, I thought it'd be green. Because I'm pretty sure I remember buying it. And I was like, go away. You're not useful to this conversation anymore.
It is not fair. And the thing is, it's the thing that I messaged you with the other day. I was watching Rick and Morty. Okay, I kind of grew to accept that chartreuse will never be pink again. It was pink. I stand by
And we've
this.
slipped into some alternate universe.
I love Mandela effects. I mean, I hate them, but I love them.
Oh, we have another one we'll talk about afterwards.
Yes. And I was watching Rick and Morty. Now, for you who haven't seen Rick and Morty, get a life. Or don't get a life.
I mean,
you need to hermit and watch like 3 seasons of it right now.
Yeah.
But it's this brilliant, like, adult cartoon about a mad scientist who is the smartest man in the universe. This will make sense. And his wee stupid grandson going on crazy interdimensional trips together. And in season 3, episode 2, no, like, go watch it. They go to this post-apocalyptic version of Earth. And they're getting chased by these guys, and they all have mohawks, and it's all like Mad Max. And Rick tells Morty to shoot the guy with the mohawk, which Morty replies to, they all have mohawks. And then Rick is like, chartreuse with cyan highlights, him. This motherfucker has pink and blue hair, okay? It is proof that the smartest man in the universe called the pink shade chartreuse, and he called the blue cyan. So like it's so specific, and they do their research in their shows as well. They wouldn't. Do they? Yes, they do.
Prove it.
lot of their fuck off. A lot of their science is like kind of like okay, yeah.
I mean, part of it can't ever be because
No.
it talks about interdimensional travel. So
Yes.
like we can't do that. So
Yeah.
their science can't be 100% accurate.
But the one that can kind of is mostly. But the point is they do a lot of research, so they don't sound like absolute idiots. So to make the smartest man in the universe, for them to go to the extent of making sure that cyan was the correct shade of blue they used in the thing, why would they say chartreuse when it was pink if it's green? Do you see what I mean?
So maybe what's happened is we were both from the dimension where chartreuse is pink, and then we slipped into the one where chartreuse is green, and then we've been flung back into the one.
No, I double checked. Chartreuse is still disgusting green. So
Maybe the creators of Rick and Morty are also from our universe.
I think Dan Harmon and the other guy are.
That's okay. I'm okay with Dan Harmon being from my universe.
That's
Because
the
also
thought I
Community.
had.
Community.
Yeah.
That was a great that was a great show.
Yeah.
6 seasons in a movie. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? No. So it's a thing in the show where they do this thing really early on.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember Community that well. I have seen it.
I think it's when they're watching like what's like meant to be a knockoff of Downton Abbey, and she's like, and it's over so quickly, and then they're talking about like how like all good shows have 6 seasons in a movie.
Oh.
So it got to 5 seasons, and everyone was like, ah, and then like it got cancelled, and Netflix were talking about taking it over, and this people, or like in theory, but like yeah. So it was one of those things where it's like, no,
that would have been brilliant if they did make 6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, because I think that's what the thing is. Like if it was cancelled after that, people would have been like, that's what we asked for. So
that's the perfect way to wrap that up.
But yeah, sad times.
Yeah, sad times. What's the other Mandela effect?
Oh, so there's this band, and their name is The Weeknd.
No.
Which both Polina and I, proof again that we are from the same universe.
We are.
Was spelt WKND.
Yeah, like the WKND.
And then we then realized that actually no, it's not. It is spelt, and it's not spelt like normally, like weekend. It's spelt WEEK. So week is normal, but then it's just ND.
Mm-hmm. Which is wrong. Because I remember making jokes about the fact that it's like, there's no, like, vowels in it. Like,
though
and that makes sense.
Maybe you were making those jokes and people were like, why is she doing that?
No, like, it's a thing. And, I have searched for The Weeknd so often on my phone because I really like some of their songs. His songs.
I know, they're not a band, actually.
They're
not
an artist.
It's a person, it's a human being.
It's just one guy. And I spelt it like that, and it was fine. And then that one day when I realized, I spelt it again, and it just didn't come up, and I was like, did he take down his Spotify account or something? Like, I was freaking out. And then I just seen that fucking abomination. Like, no. I am correct.
I'm a correct.
Yes, I'm a correct.
It's more interesting Like, either be the fully correct spelling, or be the one with no vowels. Don't be the one with missing only one vowel.
Why that one E? What did that one E do to
Maybe
him?
he's allergic to more than 3 E's in one sentence.
Maybe it's because it's an Illuminati symbol that we just don't know about, and he's like, I don't want to fuck them all.
Well, I mean, no, because he's got the E in the, so maybe he is like Illuminati time, and he's like 3 E's.
And that makes
That's
sense.
not the Illuminati.
No.
What's that?
Victory! What I was going to say is that it makes sense because the first E is in the, and then it's 2. So, like, the tip of the pyramid and the 2 thingies at the base.
This is like one of those really bad conspiracy theories where they're like, 1 + 2 = 3, therefore Illuminati.
Yes. I am a bad conspiracy theory.
Yeah. They're so much fun. They are.
I love
They genuinely are.
I'm trying to think of other, like, Mandela effects that, like, really fucked me. Kit Kat. How do you remember the logo? I don't know if you are from the same universe in that part, because I remember it being Kit-Kat.
Yes.
There's no dash.
There's a what now?
There's no dash. It's just Kit Kat.
Have a break.
Have a Kit Kat. Yeah, because that was the whole point.
Why?
Of it.
That's why
And
there's
like,
like another capital.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how I remember like even like adverts visualizing it went kit and then it had the dash cat, like because it would come on in bits, and that's why it had the dash. And also like the dash being like I always thought was really clever because it's like they're bars like the tiny ones.
Okay, you
they come in
thought way more into Kit Kat than I ever have.
Yeah. I have no life. But yeah, like they come in the little things. Exactly. And that's what the little dash looks like. I was like, that's funny.
It's one of the fingers.
That one. And it's a fucking lie, because it's not, apparently.
This is awful.
Mm-hmm.
It also just like makes you question everything.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like, but that's my brain. But ooh, fun science fact.
I love science fact.
Or like not necessarily a fact because I'm about to explain, but like you can misremember things and not realize you've misremembered them. Because when you so your memories are all stored in your brain, is like in your neural pathways. But when you remember something, when you remember it, you recreate the pathways. Yeah. So if you recreate one wrong when you remember it,
then you will forever remember it wrong.
And then you re-remember it, like you can remember it again. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, basically it's like you're not, when you're remembering it, you're like kind of manually copying it. So if you accidentally put a typo in, that typo is what you would then be copying the next time, and you don't realize.
Brains, man.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, if you ever have some memories and you think back and you're like, I actually can't remember if that was reality or a dream.
Yep. All the time. I hate it.
There's like one, and it's not even anything interesting. It's just like me running through the playground, and I remember like tripping, and like skinning my knee, and I was like, but it's like such a specific series of instances in a specific place, and like I can't remember if I dreamed it or not, and it's so silly because I'm like part of my brain remembers waking up and being like that was a realistic dream because I have really realistic dreams.
Yeah,
I once gave myself an extra hour of sleep because I thought I was recovering from brain surgery. That's the downside to watching too many episodes of Grey's Anatomy, kids.
It's like, you know, I've been really good. I just had brain surgery. Now I'm more of nap time.
Literally, my brain went. I was like, I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm really tired, and I was like, oh, I really need to get up. I like had work or something, and my brain went, no, you deserve this. I went back to sleep.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, I remember, like, part of my brain remembers waking up and thinking, like, that was a realistic dream, and part of my brain remembers it being real.
Yeah, no, I hate that. I'm pretty sure I've had those things before. It's when, you know what's really sad? When you have a super realistic dream, and then you go to bed in your dream. I've done this.
I don't ever do that.
Oh, no. Listen, it was horrendous. Because it was a really nice dream, and I was speaking, I swear to God, it was some, like, actor, and it was like, you know what, It was Jake Gyllenhaal. By the way, we're gonna get married one day. I just want everyone to know that. He's fucking gorgeous.
This is your proposal to him.
This is my proposal to Jake. Please don't think I'm a weirdo. I just really like you. I've never met you, but hit me up. Yes, and I was just like, I don't even know what happened. Like, I think it was like one of my Instagram photos got like really fucking famous for some reason. And then Jake popped up, like, DM'd me and stuff. And we were just, like, he slid into my DMs, right? Oh, we were just speaking. It was really, really nice. And, then I had to go to bed. And I can't remember, like, but there was, like, promises of, like, either meeting or, like, working together on a project or something like that. So I was, like, fucking raving about this. I was like, oh my god. And he said something really sweet. Like, I think because I'm a sucker for a good night sweetheart. Like, it just rattles me. And I think he said that, and I was like, oh my god, okay. And like this is all in my dream, and I put my phone away, and the room was exactly the same, and I was wearing the same like pajamas, and then I woke up, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna see if he messaged me, and I pick up my phone, and then I realized that Jake Gyllenhaal wouldn't just fucking slide into my DMs, and I was like, oh. But there was that moment of hope when I actually woke up. I was like, fuck yeah!
Hard crash to reality.
Yeah, it was really sad.
My only, like, kind of, not even, like, similar, I guess, but one, it was before, I have stress dreams as well, which, when they're super realistic, is the worst. It was the day before an exam, and I remember going to bed and waking up, I went to bed in real life, and in my dream, waking up late.
None of it.
Then was, like, power walking, realised I didn't know where I was going, got in with literally, like, I was maybe, like, 5 minutes late, but they still let me in. And then I sat down, and, like, and it was the easiest exam I've ever done in my life. Like, in the sense, not so easy that you were like, oh, this is, like, not the right exam, but so easzy that it was, like, all the questions that I wanted came up, and, like, they were the nice, like, distribution of marks and all those things. Yeah. And I walked out of it and I was like, that was so stressful. But, like, that went okay. And then I woke up in real life.
Disgusting.
And still had the exam to do. And let me tell you, it was not as fun as it was in the dream.
Oh no. That is a bad dream. Oh. So yeah, Pride Month. How did we get to these tangents? I mean, it's really funny, but, like, I don't understand how it happened.
I think it's, like, this is what my brain does.
Yes, it makes, like, really weird tangents.
So, like, that's what I do when I'm chatting to someone, is we'll be talking about something, and then my brain goes, oh, but this. And rather than to be able to be like, no, later.
Save that for another time.
I'm just like, oh, this!
Like a magpie of conversation topics.
Yeah. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised to find out that sometimes when I jump onto another topic, I didn't finish the sentence or the story of the topic before.
Oh, I've been caught red-handed doing that. Like, it has happened, and then people who I've spoke to were like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean what? They were like, you just stopped mid-sentence. I was like, oh, right. No, so, and then I can't remember what I was speaking about before. So it's just really awkward. Yeah. It's great.
And you're like, oh, okay, well, you'll just have to live with wondering what that was for the rest of your life, because I don't know.
Exactly. Like, I don't know myself. Yeah. Yeah. That was like, I'm still trying to get over how big that tangent was.
Yeah, that.
And drag queens to conspiracy theories and boosted 9/11.
Also, we, like, swung by Flat Earth. We also took a visit to... What else were we talking about? I don't know. I feel like there was a lot more other tangents.
Dreams, Mandela effect.
Yes. Okay, I think that's the main topics.
So. Yeah.
How did we get from Pride to Flat Earth? That's what I want to know. Oh well, we'll find out. We'll listen back and realise.
Yeah.
That it probably was just a jump.
Great.
It was like a leap.
We just didn't finish the sentence, and that's what happened.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
But, do we move on now?
Yes.
To news.
News. I feel like we should have a wee jingle for all the segments, but, like, us making the jingle.
Like, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
News.
Ba-dum.
News. It's time for news.
Ba-dum.
Super time for news. So,
what was that?
I don't know. So, if you are listening for the first time, we have a segment in which we don't really read the news that day, or try not to, and then we find the number one trending story and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do the honors?
Oh yes,
it's already on the app.
What do I do?
Just scroll down, and that's the first one.
Oh, this is not as fun as last week.
Oh, that's
so last week it was a guy who faked his own death.
Yes, it was amazing.
This week it's man wanted over stabbing of baby in Feltham finally hands himself in.
Oh, that's not good.
So, the stabbing of an 11-month-old baby and the baby's mother.
Oh, so double homicide.
Well, it's a double attempted murder.
Did they not die?
Oh, and there's crime scene photos.
That's great.
The mother's injuries are not life-threatening, but the baby remains in critical condition.
But that life finds a way. Probably
there's
really
literally,
not the time to
blood on the wall.
Holy fucking asshole. That's really bad.
Mm-hmm. So that was a really cheery news subject.
You know what? I fucking hate people.
Yeah.
Like, that is what I'm taking from this. I fucking hate people. And, okay, this is a opinion.
Okay.
Again, disclaimer, this is just my opinion. I'm gonna state it as fact because that's how I function as a human being, but it is my opinion. And that's all it is. Opinion. I feel like, I'm not saying that this is maybe just definitely the case, but obviously that guy has some fucking problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that we are slowly taking steps towards building a society which we, instead of helping people with those problems, we celebrate those problems.
Okay.
Like, mental health wise.
Okay. I do see what you're saying.
Yes.
I can see that, yes.
This is an extreme, I'm not saying.
Yes,
but, like,
it's not like someone was like, woo, you stab people! Woo!
Yay!
But, like, yeah, almost of the idea of, like, having a mental health problem is like a, not quite a badge of honor, but... Like,
yeah, but it's like a choice in a lifestyle. And it's like, it is a lifestyle, but it's not one you should be like, if you need help, get help. And we should be offering help to people because we have the resources.
I think part of the problem is it's still, as much as it's now, people are very aware of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of information about, like, what symptoms are and, like, how information to help.
Yeah.
Oh, there's all that out there. It's still such a touchy subject.
Yeah.
It's not to say a taboo subject, but it's
touchy. Touchy, yeah.
Like, as
I
in,
get that.
you don't want to say the wrong thing. And I think that's what my problem with this culture is. It's actually not so much like that people are being celebrated for having problems, but it's more that you have to, that there's now this culture of tiptoeing around problems. And I'm not saying, like, being insensitive. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay.
No, being matter of fact.
Or even just, like, so, trigger warnings, for example.
Yes.
I think sometimes it goes to an extreme of what people expect a trigger warning to say.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
So, like, a trigger warning that says, warning, will discuss issues of rape and sexual assault, or, like, discuss violence, or you'll see blood. Like, these things.
Yeah.
I think, like, obviously, those are important, that they exist.
Yes.
But I think there's people who are, like, whose triggers are more specific or more niche, and still kind of expect to be given trigger warnings for those.
Yeah.
And it's like, but especially, so we're both drama students. I don't know if we mentioned that last time, but we part of our course is creating theatre. So we create it, and that's then on us to put what trigger warnings are out there. But I think some people would expect us to basically reveal the entire plot to them.
Yeah.
And then that becomes like, we can't do that, because then what's the point of you coming to see it?
Exactly. And, like, there needs to be an element of shock value so that, like, if that's the thing with, I completely, yes, agree with that whole trigger warning thing. Yes, do have a trigger warning. Say that this thing will contain, upsetting content and, like,
flashing lights.
Yeah, flashing lights, yeah, very important, because, yeah. But, like, more emotional kind of problems. Especially if you want it to be shocking. Like, we're not going to tell you, like, oh, so in this part, in this scene, like, this is going to happen. And it's like, no, because it needs to punch you in the face, and it won't be pretty, but that's the whole fucking point.
And it's actually, and this is very controversial. I know this is controversial. It's 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the second series right now, and I think they've definitely upped their game from the first series when it comes to those sort of warnings. Mm-hmm. So in the first series, they put trigger warnings at the beginning of episodes that had very big problems. But I can maybe understand why someone who maybe was in a slightly shaky place mental health wise, but not necessarily by any of those specific things, would not think it was okay to watch.
Yeah.
But then this season they had a message at the beginning, saying, if you're not in a good place, then maybe this isn't the show for you. But this is about raising awareness. I actually think that what they're doing is really important.
Yeah.
Of showing, because if you, so just like spoiler maybe.
Yeah.
The end of season 1, she kills herself, and you see it.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're in a place where that's something that's gone through your mind, either very recently or in the past, or you're almost there, I can understand why that would be something that wouldn't be okay, especially because it's maybe bringing back what it felt like. But imagine someone who doesn't have any mental health problems, like they exist in this world, people who don't.
What would that be like?
Yeah, I know, but people who just and they can't understand, because that's the thing, like you can never truly understand a mental health problem because it's so in your head and it's so specific to you. They don't even have like the slightest inkling.
No.
In comparison to someone who maybe has suffered. So it's about them watching it and going, oh, okay. Or like seeing these things, and it's meant to be shocking. And it's not meant to be for someone who is not in a good place to watch. It's not meant to be comforting.
Yeah, no, I completely, I actually, I'm 110% on the same boat with you. Because you know what? No. Again, opinions fact. I got really fucked off when people got super triggered by 13 Reasons, because it's an entire show about a girl committing suicide. What the fuck do you think it's going to be? Rainbows and butterflies. And they had trigger warnings at the beginning. They specified what topics it will be in that episode. And it's like, what did you expect? And with that suicide scene, it was fucking hard.
Yeah.
But it showed it in such a true light. Because it wasn't like all like Hollywood. It wasn't like fucking, I don't even know. And like what broke my heart the most was the mum coming in.
Yeah.
And definitely. That just instant denial. Like it was, oh no. And I feel like it's really important because a lot of people, like in the past, definitely like things like that, mental health and like suicide, that's been romanticized, and that was not. That was just harsh reality hitting you in the face, and people didn't like it. And it's like, oh, sorry, so should we go back to the time where it's like, oh, but if you kill yourself, you'll be idolized. And that is a thing that I think 13 Reasons did really well as well. I did not fucking like Hannah Baker. And that is, I feel like she's super selfish. I'm not saying that people who think like that are selfish. Don't take that from
Hannah Baker specifically.
The character of Hannah Baker is selfish. She had problems. And then she put those problems onto other people.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. This is what people have a problem with.
Yeah.
Is they're saying, like, oh, they idolized it, or they romanticized it, and then Hannah's meant to be this, like, amazing beacon, and that is literally not the point.
Exactly.
Even the author says this. Like, the point is, Hannah does an awful thing by releasing these tapes. She turned, especially, right, even if we look at Clay, the main character specifically, he listens to, what is he, like, tape, like, 10 or something?
Yeah.
So he listens to like 9 tapes
of a girl that he was in love with.
And he the whole time thinking that he is one of the reasons that she killed herself.
And he technically is, because that's what she said. If you're on these tapes, you are a reason why.
Well, but then she gets to his tape and she's
Yeah.
like, I just wanted you to listen to them.
Well,
I don't actually blame you. So then that's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But then she then goes on and tells their story and actually
Yes.
does blame him.
Exactly.
And
She's
then-
like, oh, I killed myself because you didn't love me. And it's like, fucking excuse me?
And like, yeah, and then the fact that all these people listen to these tapes.
Yeah.
And you see, and that's what it's meant to represent. It's meant to be an
Yeah.
exaggerated representation of grief and the guilt that comes along with it, especially when someone takes their own life.
Yeah.
And it's why you're seeing all these ramifications, and it's why they took longer. So Clay in the book listens to the tapes in a night, but in the show it's over the course of ages. So you can see the outcome and the consequences of all these things going on in the tapes. And I think that that is really important, because I think it does need to be a little bit of like, you killing yourself affects every single person who knew you, whether they didn't know you that well or whether they were the closest person to you. And that's something they're especially actually focusing on in season 2 as well. It's like, it's grief. Because she blames all these people, and some of them justifiably made her feel like her life wasn't worth living.
Yes.
But some of them were just slightly shitty to her.
Yeah.
And she turned around and said, you made me kill myself.
Yeah.
And that's what they were all hearing. Even if she's like, what you did wasn't that bad, they're all hearing, you are the reason I killed myself.
Yeah. Which is, you just can't do that to anyone.
And like, she's not meant, and then at the end where Clay is like, maybe if I just loved her, she wouldn't have died. That's not meant to be like, oh, all you need is to be loved. Like, the point is that there's no one person who can fix someone.
No.
Who can, like, you can't be fixed. Like, that's not a thing. You can get better, but like, the word fixed, I think it's like someone's gonna wave a magic wand and like, or replace a tire, and you're like, he's sitting there like, if only I'd been different, and maybe if he had like maybe made some different choices, she would have been happier, but she wouldn't have not killed herself, I don't think.
No, and at the same time, if other people did different things, maybe she wouldn't have killed herself. And if she made different choices, maybe she wouldn't have killed herself.
It's all maybes, but it's also as well like, the point of 13 Reasons Why a little bit as well is like, so many things go into you feeling shit, and it's not one person. Yeah.
It's a build-up. It's like a constant build-up of bullshit.
And, that's, for example, I think it was like one of the characters is Zach, is it?
Yeah.
So, yes, in the grand scheme of what he did, and I think she even says it's like, what he did wasn't that bad when you consider some of the other stuff that happened to her. But she was in a really awful place.
Yeah.
And
she needed those
things. And like, he was doing something nice that he then made something awful.
Yeah.
And like, which is what a lot of people, like, a lot of the tapes are like, you were nice to me and then you were really shit to me.
Yeah.
And like, so it was that repetition of somebody being nice to her and then shit to her, though. That's what was the build-up. If none of them had done it, there wouldn't have been that build-up. If only one of them had done it, then it would have just been a one-time thing. But it was the consistency of that happening to her. So like, yes, none of them, while all of them maybe did contribute, none of them are to blame.
Yeah. That was another tangent.
Yeah.
13 Reasons Why tangent.
But it's just, it's
important
like,
to talk about.
And just like, so like, going back to the story of this guy who clearly is not in a good enough, like, even if his issue is just anger issues. Yeah.
Which he definitely has.
It's still one of those things where it's like, we shouldn't coddle him. Because, I think this is what you're meaning, of like, he did a really shit thing. He maybe has, like, let's say it came out and he had, like, bipolar. That becomes an understanding of why he did what he did. Yes. But it does not excuse what he did.
Yes, okay, no, that is a point. Like, understanding and accepting are two different things.
Yes.
And you need to understand things. Like, that's how we work. We're very curious creatures, and we want to understand why people do things. And there's reasons why people do things. Mm-hmm. Someone won't just act because, like, there is always a reason. But understanding it and accepting it, two different things.
Yeah, so it's like the same way if, like, two people that I knew, they fell out really badly because one of them was saying really horrible things to the other.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that the person who was being really horrible, their dad was going through some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it became like, okay, I understand why you were being really horrible, but it doesn't excuse it because you still hurt.
Yeah.
Like, you still hurt my feelings, and you still made me feel like crap. And that means that maybe I'm more willing to, if you want to put in the work, to forgive you.
Yeah.
Because I now understand why. But it's not an automatic clean slate because it's like, oh, you were going through some stuff? Okay, cool. Because everybody's going through stuff.
Yeah. And it's all about how you deal with it and how you take it in your stride if you don't.
And you have to own up if your way of handling it means that you hurt other people.
Yes. And if a person needs help, they should, or like, easier said than done, yeah. But like, yeah, definitely. There is an increase of things that they've just stopped being like, oh, look, I'm just different. And, or like, no, you actually, there's something like wrong in your brain.
Yeah.
Just see someone. You're probably going to be happier with it as well. Like, being able to live a normal, human, functioning life. With your weird stuff still maybe there, but, like, you understand that that's not a healthy thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
That was a lot.
So, on that note...
On that note...
We end these with a question.
Yes.
And I think I've come up with a question for this one.
Brilliant.
So my question is...
Yes.
What is your favourite conspiracy theory?
I forgot we talked about this. I like that. Yes, let's not end on a negative, weird note of opinions.
Let's just end on a weird note.
Yes! Conspiracy theory. What's your favourite wine? Also, happy Pride Month again.
Yeah. Woo!
We really did not talk about that. Well, we just talked about drag queens.
And then tangent. Bye!
Bye!